Imagine holding a handful of sand. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. But open your palm, and it rests gently, fully in your hand. Life, in many ways, is like that sand. Have you ever felt that profound sense of struggle? That quiet exhaustion from constantly trying to force life into a shape you desire? You're not alone. We often spend our lives grasping, clinging, and holding on with all our might. To relationships, to outcomes, to past versions of ourselves, to expectations, to control. And yet, despite our best efforts, we often find ourselves feeling empty, frustrated, or stuck. Today, we uncover a deep, counterintuitive truth that many ancient wisdom traditions and modern psychology have come to understand. Sometimes, the act of letting go is the most powerful thing you can do. And paradoxically, it is often in that very act of release that everything you truly need, everything that is genuinely meant for you, begins to flow back. This clinging, this desperate grip, often stems from a deep-seated need for control. We believe that if we just hold on tight enough, if we just plan meticulously enough, if we just worry intensely enough, we can somehow dictate the unpredictable currents of life. But as Carl Jung's work on the ego and the self suggests, our conscious ego, with its desire for order and predictability, often resists the natural, organic flow of life. It's like a small boat in a vast ocean, trying to command the tides. This resistance creates immense suffering. Think of a boat stuck in the harbor, its ropes tied tightly to the dock, longing for the open sea but unable to move. That's often us, tethered by our attachments, unable to embark on the journey that awaits. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers of resilience, understood this burden of clinging profoundly. They taught us the fundamental distinction between what is within our control and what is not. Our thoughts, our judgments, our attitudes, our actions. These are yours to command. But the actions of others, the whims of fate, the past, the future, these lie outside your sphere of influence. When you cling to outcomes, to how things should be, to how people should behave, you are attempting to control the uncontrollable. This futile struggle is the source of much of your anxiety and frustration. It's like trying to clench water in your fist. The harder you try, the more it escapes. The burden of this clinging isn't just emotional. It drains your energy, clouds your judgment, and prevents you from seeing new possibilities that might emerge if you simply loosened your grip. What exactly do you cling to? Sometimes it's obvious. A past relationship you can't move on from, a career path you feel obligated to follow, a grievance you refuse to forgive. But often it's more subtle. A rigid identity you've constructed, a fear of the unknown, an unfulfilled expectation, or even a deep-seated fear of the void. The emptiness that might appear if you release your grip. Carl Jung's concept of shadow integration becomes incredibly relevant here. The shadow is everything we deny or repress about ourselves. Our perceived flaws, our unexpressed desires, our unlived potentials. We often cling to a carefully curated image of ourselves, a persona, and in doing so, we push away aspects of our true selves into the shadow. Letting go, in this context, means releasing the need to suppress or deny these parts. It means acknowledging them, embracing them, and integrating them back into your conscious awareness. When you release the grip on these repressed aspects, the immense energy previously used to keep them hidden becomes available. It's like opening a dam. The water, once held back, can now flow freely, nourishing the landscape of your lives. Eastern wisdom traditions, particularly Buddhism, offer a profound parallel with their emphasis on impermanence and non-attachment. They teach us that everything is in a constant state of flux. Relationships, circumstances, even our own thoughts and feelings. Suffering, they argue, arises not from change itself, but from our clinging to what is impermanent. when you resist the natural flow of change, when you desperately try to hold on to what is already shifting, you create your own pain. Letting go, then, is an act of profound acceptance of reality as it is. It's like a tree shedding its leaves in autumn. It doesn't cling to the dying foliage. It releases them, trusting that this act of letting go is essential for new growth in the spring. This act of release creates a necessary void, a fertile emptiness for new possibilities to emerge. It's in this space, this openness, that life can surprise you, bringing back something new, something better, something more aligned with your true nature. And this brings us to the beautiful, often bewildering paradox. Why letting go brings everything back? It's crucial to understand that what comes back isn't always the exact thing you released. It's rarely the same relationship, the same job, or the same opportunity. Instead, what returns is often something far more profound, more aligned, or a deeper internal state that allows you to attract or create what is truly meant for you. Carl Jung's concept of synchronicity speaks to this. Synchronicity refers to meaningful coincidences that seem to defy chance, appearing when we are aligned with our true path. When you release rigid control, when you stop forcing outcomes, you create an openness, a receptivity that allows these meaningful connections and opportunities to emerge. It's as if the universe, sensing your release, can now conspire to bring you what you need, not just what your ego thinks it wants. Think of a relationship where one person clings too tightly, suffocating the other. When that clinging is released, when space is given, sometimes the relationship heals and returns in a healthier form. Or perhaps a new, more fulfilling connection emerges. Consider a creative block. The harder you try to force an idea, the more elusive it becomes. But when you step away, when you let go of the pressure, the inspiration often flows back effortlessly. Or a career path you've obsessed over, only to find doors closing. When you release that specific attachment, new unexpected opportunities, perhaps even more suited to your true talents, suddenly appear. This is the return of authenticity, inner peace, creative energy, and a stronger connection to your true self, the totality of your psyche, as Jung described it. It's the return of inner tranquility, freedom from external disturbances, and true agency over your internal world, as the Stoics would emphasize. It's the return of peace, joy, and liberation from suffering, as taught by Eastern wisdom through the profound practice of non-attachment. If this content is making sense to you, if you're feeling a shift in your perspective, consider clicking the subscribe button and joining our community. Your support helps us continue to explore these profound truths and share them with more people. Thank you for being here. So, how do you practically embody this act of letting go? It's not a passive surrender, but an active, conscious choice. It begins with acceptance, embracing what is, rather than resisting reality. This doesn't mean condoning injustice or giving up on goals, but rather acknowledging the present moment as it is, without judgment. From this place of acceptance, you can cultivate trust, trusting the process of life, trusting your own inner wisdom, and trusting that when you release what no longer serves you, something new and better can emerge. It's a daily practice, a continuous refinement of your relationship with control. It's in the small acts of release. Letting go of a grudge, releasing the need to be right in an argument, abandoning a perfectionist ideal, or simply allowing a difficult emotion to pass through you without clinging to it. Each small act of letting go builds the muscle of release, making it easier to surrender to the flow of life when bigger challenges arise. In conclusion, the journey of letting go is not about giving up. It is about giving space. It is about trusting that life, in its infinite wisdom, often has a more beautiful plan for us than our limited ego can conceive. It is a profound act of courage to release the familiar, to step into the void of the unknown and to trust that in that emptiness, new possibilities will emerge. This path, illuminated by Jungian insights into the self and individuation, by Stoic wisdom on control, and by Eastern philosophies of non-attachment, is a path to true freedom. It is the freedom to be fully present, to embrace change, and to allow life to unfold with grace and synchronicity. When you let go, you don't lose. You create the space for everything that is truly meant for you to flow back into your life, enriching it in ways you could never have imagined. If you found this exploration helpful, and if you are ready to delve deeper into the fascinating paradoxes of the human psyche, I invite you to explore other topics on our channel. Discover why having more choices can make you miserable, or why trying harder sometimes makes everything worse. Subscribe for more insights into mastering your inner world and navigating the complexities of life with greater wisdom and composure. Your journey to self-mastery begins with a single conscious choice, the choice to let go.